Unicorn Frappuccino.
Hey guys, Tough Love Tiffany, back from a long hiatus. I was away from my new job, which I just started this Monday, and I am currently hanging out with my friend Meg.
Hey guys!
And it is, when this airs, going to be May the 4th, so May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you!
What I would like to talk about today, and how I was going to talk with my friend Meg, is about my experience with the Unicorn Frappe
Yay!
from Starbucks.
I like unicorns.
I do too.
But I did not try the unicorn frap.
I did not either.
Okay, I want to hear why.
Okay. So, as you may know,
While we sip our unicorn
while
milkshakes.
we sip our unicorn milkshakes, which are delicious.
Magical.
As you may be aware, Rhode Island was like mostly sold out of the unicorn frap.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the day before the unicorn fraps released, when you texted me the picture of them,
Yeah.
and I was like, I gotta try this, I had thought that they were already available. So I went to Starbucks near work, and the girl was really nice. She was like, oh no, sorry, don't have them yet. They're releasing tomorrow, but if you want something similar, here's a mango frap.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be a mango syrup thing is what I thought it was.
All right. Okay.
So I was like, okay. So I tried it. I was like, okay, it tastes like a creamsicle, whatever. The next day, after I got out of work, I really wanted a unicorn frap because they released. I was excited.
Yeah.
I heard so much about it. There was like sour in it. I wanted to try it, regardless of how much sugar was apparently inside of it.
Yeah, a lot. 3 Snickers bars. It's crazy.
So my friend Marissa and I, we went out that night and we went to the Starbucks right near my house. Mm-hmm. They were sold out. My first experience with it was the fact that the girl at the front desk was too busy talking to somebody to even notice me for like a few minutes.
Ugh.
And then when she finally noticed me, I was like, can I have a unicorn frap? And she was like, no, we sold out. And I was like, oh, okay. Do you know when you're going to get more in? She's like, oh, I think tomorrow. But she obviously didn't really know, nor did she care, which is fair. Then I went to Barnes & Noble thinking there's a Starbucks there.
Right.
Did you know that apparently Starbucks in Barnes & Noble is not really a Starbucks and does not get any of the special items that they release?
So then why even bill it as a Starbucks?
I don't know. It's essentially just a coffee shop and a bookshop.
Oh, well, that's misleading.
Yeah. So they were very annoyed. It's understandable because they had been asked multiple times if they had a unicorn frap and they never had it to begin with.
They should have just put up a sign that just said, sorry, we don't have unicorn
Sorry,
fraps."
no unicorns for you.
Yes.
So Marissa and I decided, fuck it. And we just went to the grocery store and we made some rainbow slushies.
Okay.
And that was our unicorn slush night. The next day, I was like, you know what? Gonna try the Starbucks near my house. It's early. And on my app, they have a Starbucks app, it still said that it was available.
Okay.
Like the one near my house said sold out, but
Right.
some of them still said available. But I was like, I'm not going to risk buying it on the app and ordering it in case I get there and it's not there.
Right.
So I just go straight there. And I'm waiting in line. And then I am seen and I asked the guy who's asking me, the barista, and, or is it barista if it's a man?
I think just barista.
No matter what?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. The barista was like, sorry, we don't have the unicorn frap. We sold out. And he was like, you know, the one over in Garden City's sold out. Like, I know the one on Bald Hill is sold out. And we're sold out. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, do you know when you're going to get more? And he said, Sunday. Keep in mind, it dropped on, I believe, a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it's a 5-day release. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Why would you be getting a shipment in on Sunday?
Yeah, why wouldn't you just, like, I mean, if you know that it's going to be really big,
Yeah.
and you know that a lot of people are going to want it, why wouldn't you just send, like, all the supply all
Right.
at once, and then be like, all right, you like, we're going to give you this huge supply, and then if you don't go through it, or blah, 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 you can, like, you know, talk to other stores, possibly.
Yeah. And
just, like,
coordinate.
figure it out that way.
If you're going to
What do
hype
you
it up that
think?
much.
I mean, they're good at their hiring practices, but, like, really shit at this, I
Yeah.
guess.
And so to top that off, that wasn't even the worst scenario. So like I was a little crestfallen, didn't get my unicorn frap.
Right.
he didn't even offer to make me anything differently. And neither did the girl at the work one the night before. Like, nobody offered to at least make me something different. But then to top it off, as I was like, oh, okay, they started joking at my expense slightly. They were like, oh, well, you know, I heard up in New York they might have them, or down in Florida. And I was like, haha, like, yeah, like, I'm not going to go that far. This one middle-aged barista woman all of a sudden decides that this is her moment to shine.
Oh, God.
And she's like, oh, I have a unicorn frap for you. And I was like, what? And meanwhile, all the baristas behind her are saying, no, don't do it. Because whatever she's about to do is most likely going to be cruel. She pulls out a unicorn finger puppet and points it at me and says, I'm sorry, we don't have any unicorn fraps. As if I'm a child.
Oh, my God.
And then, while I'm just looking at her in shock that she pulled out a finger puppet on me, she then looks to the people who are now behind me in line and says, do you guys want any unicorn fraps too? Like, just calling me out on wanting a unicorn frap.
Are you kidding me?
No, I couldn't be making this up.
Dude, what the hell? Like, why do you have to shame someone because of what they want to drink? Like, that's not your job. Your job is to take the orders and make them.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially when you're part of a big corporation like that, that shit can possibly get you fired. Like, don't fuck around with that.
I was just sort of staring at her because I didn't know what to do.
Right.
I was like in so much shock where I was just like, this is happening. Okay. So then I had like two possibilities. My first was like, I could either completely lose my shit.
Right.
And probably do something I will regret, or walk away. So I chose to walk away. I think the worst situation was the fact that like all of her other coworkers were saying not to do it, and she still did it. But like nobody even offered to make me something different. And like,
which is what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to do that even if you don't like the drink. Like,
yeah.
You go up and you're like, hey, I don't like this. They're like, oh, you want something else?
Yeah. At least just offer something. Like, if you're going to tell me that something's sold out, at least be like, I'm sorry, do you want another type of frap? Because
exactly. That's how you lose business.
Yeah. And they did. So they not only did they lose business by not offering to make me something different, then they're definitely losing a customer forever because I like Starbucks, but I'm never going back to that Starbucks ever again.
Nor, I hope, will the majority of you.
No. And if you want to know where it is, it's in Warwick on Airport Road, and I recommend never going there. At least not in the daytime when this woman is probably there, because she sucks.
Yeah.
And like, I get it. So like, I looked up all these articles, and like, there were reaction videos when it first came out from baristas saying how they had like the sour sugar like all over them. They were sticky. It's disgusting. Like, it took them forever to make, and they had to make like hundreds of them. And like, I get it. I get that that's frustrating.
Yeah.
I get that it's not your fault that you ran out of like all the material because corporate decided not to give you enough.
Right.
I understand more than anything you don't want to make these. And I am sympathetic of it, but at the same time, you are a barista, you are working customer service, and even if you don't like making it, and even if you're having a shitty day, you're supposed to put a smile on your face and humor the customer because you're doing customer service.
Yeah.
And like, I don't care that you couldn't make me unicorn frap, but at least be nice enough to offer me to make me something else, because literally the only reason I go to Starbucks is so I can have a frappuccino.
Yeah, I'm not a big coffee fan either. I mean, every once in a while I'm like, yeah, I really need a latte, but it's so few and far in between.
Yeah, like, I can make a coffee myself, and I have like a frother. I could probably make a latte or a cappuccino myself. What I go to Starbucks is for the drinks that I am too lazy to make myself.
Exactly.
And I don't have a million syrups. Like, I even looked up the ingredients on how to make a unicorn frap. It's like mango syrup, and you need citric acid, and you need this like sugar powder, and you need some other type of like frap syrup. It's like a bunch of things that if I were to buy all of these things and have them in stock, it would probably cost me like over $50 to make one goddamn drink. And I'd rather just pay $5 and give a tip to somebody who's working as a barista.
Right.
So, I don't know. I had mixed feelings about the whole unicorn frap because, like, I got that it sucked for them.
Right.
But you never need to treat anybody
Exactly.
like they're a pain in your ass. Like, I don't care how many people have asked you today, do you have a unicorn frap? You never pull out a fucking finger puppet.
Yeah.
And also, you have had to have thought in advance to get a unicorn finger puppet.
Right? Like, in what part of your mind did you think, this would be a great idea if I get a finger puppet and I talk down to all my customers, they're going to tip me so much and I'm going to be the most popular girl at work.
Like, I don't know.
Seriously?
I don't know if, like, her original intention for the finger puppet was to be like, oh, when the unicorn frap comes out, like, I'm going to be like, have a nice day. Like, maybe she had a goal of being cutesy with it. And, like, just the horrors of the unicorn happened.
Yeah.
And she was left just feeling vacant and void of emotion. And she decided to take out her rage on everyone else.
You should have just given them your own unicorn horn.
Yeah.
You know, the one that's right in the middle of these.
I should have. But, yeah. So, that was my experience with the unicorn frap. And I never got to try it. But it's okay, because then I heard from a lot of people that it was horrible and not that great. Alright guys, so that's the show. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked me and my friend Meg. If you did like it, please hit the like button. If you want to see more, please subscribe. I'm going to try and produce content again every Tuesday. I need to get used to my new schedule at work. But hopefully we'll be getting content to you every week on Tuesdays. And I hope you have a great week. And I hope you have an awesome May 4th. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you and also with you.
And also with you. I'll see you next week. Bye.